Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. Today I want to share with you guys all of the new items that I picked up in the month of July on Blu-ray and 4K. Now, mind you, this will exclude, of course, all of the Criterion Collection titles I grabbed, but there are two separate haul videos for those, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But today, like I said, we have Blu-ray, we have 4K, we have Amazon Prime Day deals in here, there are steelbooks in here, TV series, and even a Funko Pop. So lots to get through, almost 20 items in total. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my July new release and just new Blu-ray and 4K media haul. I'll start off with a random Funko Pop that I picked up from a local comic book shop. We were at the street fair here in town, and the comic book store is right in that same area, so I went in there, and they were doing buy two, get one free, so I got one, my daughter got one, and my nephew got one, but the one I grabbed, of course, pays homage to my son, because here we have Ash from Evil Dead. So this was really cool. Of course, my son's name is Asher. We always call him Ash. So this is what I always think of when I think of his name. But yeah, so very happy to have an Ash Funko Pop in the collection. Of course, a horror movie franchise that I thoroughly enjoy, but I didn't have him on a Funko Pop yet. So that's why I picked this one up. I thought this looked really cool. So yeah, very happy to have the 40th anniversary Evil Dead edition of Ash in my Funko collection. Moving over to the Blu-rays now, and this was such a random series, but I had it in my head that I wanted to upgrade them, and they were very cheap over on Amazon in the month of July, so I decided to grab them. We have the Triple X films. So the first one here, of course, is just Triple X, and this is the 15th anniversary edition Blu-ray, which, from what I hear, is actually a lot better release than the original Blu-ray was, so excited to check this one out. And again, these are all upgrades. I had them all on DVD, but I never see the Blu-rays out in the wild, so that's why I decided just to go the Amazon route when they ended up getting down cheap. So we have Triple X, and then, of course, the sequel, Triple X State of the Union. Now, I've not seen any of these, I should mention, but I'll also say Triple X State of the Union was a little bit pricier on Amazon. So I did buy this one used off of eBay. I got it for about the same price as the other ones, right around $8 to $10. So very happy to find that one for a good price. That only has the original Blu-ray release, no anniversary edition on that one that I'm aware of. And then finally, another one that was on sale on Amazon, I grabbed Triple X Return of Xander Cage, the third film in the trilogy. And yes, I know you can find this one on 4K, but I grabbed the other ones on Blu-ray, so I figured I would just pick this one up on Blu-ray as well, especially because it was super cheap. It's a little bit more expensive on the 4K. The Blu-ray was down to like $7 or something really cheap. So yeah, looking forward to checking out this franchise. I fully intend to do an iWatch 3 vlog on this because it's a trilogy, so it just works out. But yeah, really looking forward to checking these out, and hopefully I'll enjoy them when I get around to them. But yeah, upgrades for me. We have the Triple X trilogy. Next up is actually a complete TV series that I was able to get off of Amazon for very cheap. Now, mind you, I've only seen a few episodes of this, and I thought they were good, but I never went back to watch more, so I figured I would just pick it up because this went down to about $24, I think it was. Very cheap, and this one was going on through Prime Day, but it actually started before Prime Day. I found Eureka, the complete series on Blu-ray. Because it was $25 for a complete series on Blu-ray, I thought that was a no-brainer. Now, this is one, I'm going to forget the name of the show. It just escaped me. There's another show that I've heard is very similar to this, which I have seen a couple episodes of that as well and enjoyed it. So I figured I will like this one once I give it a full shot. But this is a Mill Creek Blu-ray release, and it doesn't have the best reviews from everything I've read about it, but for $25, I figure it's not that big of a deal. Now, the thing that did bug me, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but it did get messed up pretty badly. Probably not even just from the shipping. It's probably just stored poorly from Amazon and came over pretty beat up. I did try to do an exchange on it, but for some reason, it wouldn't let me exchange it for the same item on Amazon. I have no idea what was going on there. So I said, just forget it. I'll just hold on to it. Not the biggest deal. It is just the slip box. The movies on the inside look, I'm sure they're fine. So hopefully everything else will be okay with it. But yeah, anyway, $25 for this is a really good deal for a complete series. We have Eureka, the complete series on Blu-ray. I'll shout out Neil over at Neil's Movie Channel. He mentioned this film on his channel at some point and how I think he said it was one of his favorite Westerns, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't own it on DVD or Blu-ray, so I grabbed the Blu-ray for cheap. Now, I do know, if I'm not mistaken, a 4K of this was announced not too long ago, but this Blu-ray was like $8 on Amazon, so I figured I'll just grab this, see if I like it, and if I do, I can always upgrade. But yeah, I've heard really great things about this Western, but I haven't seen it before, so another Western for the collection, another unwatched Western for the collection, but I definitely hope to change that at some point. We have Shane. I don't know that Shane was a Prime Day deal, but the next handful here definitely were. So this is a movie that I loved as a kid, which I'm sure I talked about it when I picked up the original of this trilogy here, but I found Problem Child 2 on Blu-ray, and this went down very cheap during Prime Days, so had to grab this one. I only had the original in the collection, but I loved both of these growing up. And there actually is a third film in the trilogy where he is a teenager, and he's in love with this girl, and things are going to happen from there, but I don't think I've ever seen the third film in this trilogy, so I really want to grab that. I don't think there is a Region A release of it though, but it is on eBay, and I'm able to find it there for a pretty decent price, so I think I'm going to grab it just to complete this, because I really want to check these out again. I really enjoyed these as a kid, even though our main character is such a brat. They're just funny, and they're fun to watch, and of course you have John Ritter in it too, so what's not to love there? Really fun film franchise. We have Problem Child 2. I got really lucky with this next one. I actually added it to my cart a few days before Prime Day began because Brian, the horror punk, which I'll link his channel down in the description box as well, he talked about this and he liked it, so I had to give it a shot. This is Curve with Julianne Hough. Now, I don't know too much about it, but I believe our main character is on the way somewhere and her car breaks down or she gets into an accident and then someone is out to get her. So, sounds very much like a movie I will enjoy. And like I said, I believe Brian, I don't know if it was a haul video or what, but I'm pretty certain he talked about liking this one. So that's what ended up putting it on my radar. I added it to my Amazon cart, and then it ended up going down on sale on Prime Day down to like 12 bucks or something, because it's normally like a $25 Blu-ray. So it was a really good price on it. So I definitely pulled the trigger. I was very happy to find this one. So yeah, hopefully I will enjoy it as well. This is Curve with Julianne Hough. I didn't go very hard on the Prime Day deals. This is actually my last one here, and it's another complete series, but it's one I've seen other people grab as well. This is Justice League Unlimited, the complete series. So yeah, this is another one that I've not watched much of. I know I watched this as a kid, but it has been a very, very long time. So happy to have this in the collection to go along with all my other DC animated films, or not films, animated TV shows, because I know they make up their own universe of sorts. So the goal is to, once I get all these, to watch through them in the proper order. So yeah, looking forward to checking these out. Looks like a lot of fun. This is Justice League Unlimited, the complete series. And this was down to right around $12, I believe, during Prime Day. So a really good deal for this complete series on Blu-ray. This next one I actually grabbed off of Walmart.com because I needed a second movie to go along with the next one I'm going to show, because you have to spend, I think it's 35 bucks to get free shipping, and I hate paying for shipping, so I had to grab something else, and this has been on my radar for a long time now. This is Airport, the complete collection. So you have the original Airport, and then 1975, 77, and the Concorde, which is Airport 79. Now, I do own one or two of these on DVD. I think I actually own them on my Snapper Case collection on DVD, but I've never seen these yet. But this is one of the films that really kicked off the disaster genre boom of the 70s. Because of that, and I do have an I Watch 3 vlog planned where I want to watch kind of like the 3 that really kicked this off, and Airport is one of those. So that's why I decided to pick this whole thing up. Able to do an upgrade, and it was very cheap for a 4-film collection on Blu-ray. I can't remember exactly what it was now, maybe somewhere around $20, so really good price for what it is. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. This is Airport, the complete collection. And the reason I bought that one is because I needed something to go into my cart along with the Diary of the Dead steelbook on Blu-ray. Now, this is a movie that I really enjoy. It is, of course, a George A. Romero of the Dead franchise film, and it's a found footage film. So you guys know that I'm a fan of this. But I only owned this one on DVD prior to this, so when I realized that, that's of course when I ran and grabbed the steelbook of this. Now, I was trying to find it in stores, and nowhere around me had it. I don't know what was going on, but I could not find it in stores at all, much like the Terrifier 2 VHS, which, yes, I would still love to have, but I can't find it anywhere at my local Walmarts. And I know at this point, I'm probably just too late. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to revisiting this. I love the Romero Dead franchise, so yeah, very happy to have this really cool steelbook on Blu-ray. We have Diary of the Dead. So July ended up being the first month since I started working with Mill Creek to receive some review copies over to share with you guys that I just completely missed their email. Because of that, there were a couple of really cool releases last month that I missed out on. So I had to run to Amazon to grab this one at least. This is Deer Camp 86. And this is a slasher film it's a throwback film, of course, takes place in 1986, but it takes place with a bunch of people from Detroit who go out to the woods. Now, obviously, if you know me, you know I'm from the Detroit area, and I'm a huge slasher fan. Of course I had to have this one. I was so disappointed that I missed that email because not only this one came out, but also the next in the Unearthed Icons series, I believe is what they call it. The first one was Star Wars, which I did get, and then the second one that just came out in July was The Simpsons. I really want to grab that one. I am waiting for a little bit of a price drop on it, but I'm sure I'll own that one at some point. So yeah, Deer Camp 86 rather, looks really cool. So definitely check this out from Mill Creek if you guys missed it out. Can't wait to watch this one. Let's jump over now to the 4Ks I picked up, and I will start with a Scream Factory pickup because I already did a full 4K review of this one. This is Phantoms. So like I said, there is a 4K review available here on the channel if you're interested in my full thoughts on this. Kind of to spoil that, I'll say this one I probably didn't need to buy this month. I did own it on DVD, and I just don't love the film. I think it's good, but it could be so much better, and it just doesn't cross that threshold for me. So this one is one that I probably could have just held off on for a sale, and I would recommend that to you unless you are a big giant fan of this. The transfer looks great and everything, and there are 2 new bonus features on here, but outside of that, if you're not already a big fan, I can't really recommend this one too much. But yeah, happy I was able to revisit it nonetheless. This is Phantoms. One of my favorite films that I've seen in theaters this year has been Civil War. I love this. I know it's kind of divisive. I feel like now that it's been out on 4K, a lot of people are giving it a little bit more praise, but prior to that, I didn't really hear a whole lot of love for this film, but I was a big fan of it. That said, there are 2 different 4Ks you could have gone with. There is this one, which is the standard release, and then there's also an Amazon exclusive 4K. I pre-ordered this one before I knew what was going on with the Amazon exclusive, so I just held on to this one, and frankly, I like the slipcover on this notably better than I like the slipcover on the Amazon exclusive edition. Now, unfortunately, I am missing out on a special feature that the Amazon exclusive version has, but is what it is. I already had this one pre-ordered, so I just left it the way it was. But yeah, I really like this movie and can't wait to revisit it. I've heard the 4K is excellent, but as you can see, it's still not opened, but I will definitely be revisiting this one before the end of the year. This is Civil War. I'll show these next 2 together because they are both the next spine numbers in the Kino Cult line, which if you guys watched my most recent anticipated releases video, you might know in there I announced that I'm done. I'm not collecting these anymore, at least not all of them, because I was trying to collect all of them, but the releases for August just kind of turned me off because they are releasing, I think it's 5 on the exact same day for the same price, $17.49 each, and I already own 3 out of the 5. So I'm not going to double dip, especially because I already own them on a boutique label already from Scream Factory. So I'm going to tap out here, but I did grab these 2 anyway. So we have spine number 8, Cannibal Apocalypse with John Saxon. This one looks like it could be a lot of fun. And then spine number 9, Nightmare Beach. Another one with John Saxon. I didn't even realize that. Interesting. So they had 2 from John Saxon over the last month or so here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so these are both 4K releases, obviously, and ones that I did open Nightmare Beach because the disc was shaking around inside, so I was worried about it, but everything's fine, fortunately. But yeah, I haven't watched these ones yet. But yeah, I want to go through my whole Kino Cult line and see, since I've decided now that I don't want to collect all of them, see which ones I actually enjoy and which ones I don't, and then probably just purge some from the collection because, frankly, some of them just look very odd, and I don't know that they're for me, but we'll see as we go through them. So we have spine number 8, Cannibal Apocalypse, and then spine number 9, which is Nightmare Beach. So as long as they look really fun and really cool like this, I'll buy them, but I'm not going to be a completionist for the Kino Cult line anymore. Let's wrap things up with some steelbook action on 4K. So I did decide to do a double dip on this one, simply because I think the steelbook looks amazing. I have Spiral, the Book of Saw, on steelbook, so I might as well have Saw 10 on steelbook, or Saw X. I feel like I do this every single time. Is it Saw 10, Saw X, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. I did pick up this steelbook edition, another one I ordered off of Walmart.com because I couldn't find it in stores near me anywhere, which is just super frustrating. But the reason I decided to double dip on this is because I hadn't even opened my original slipcover edition on 4K yet. So I was able to sell that one new on eBay for over like 3/4 of the price of this one. So I figured, you know what? I'm not spending that much more to get this awesome steelbook. That's worth it to me. I know it's not going to be worth it for everybody, and that's fine. But for me, I thought the extra few bucks was worth grabbing this steelbook for. So I did pick up Saw 10 on steelbook 4K. Oh boy, this next one I feel like has caused quite a bit of controversy. I know Ken over at Mid-Level Media talked about this and getting a whole bunch of hate in his comments, but hey, it is what it is. Now, I'm someone that I love the Strangers franchise, so of course I'm picking up The Strangers Chapter 1. Now, I have the original sitting right next to me because I have to film another video here in the coming days. I'm going to do a recent watches where I talk about that one. But I love this franchise, and I have seen this movie. My buddy and I went to go see this in theaters, and I think it's a pretty darn good movie. It is not as good as the original, but I do think it's a good film. I gave this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I actually liked our main characters in this. I thought they did a really nice job together. And the only reason, one of the main reasons I like the original more is because of the setup. This one, it feels like people are conspiring to set our main couple up in this house, where as in the original, right, the famous line where they knock on the door, you know, why did you do this to us? It's because you were home. And this one, the lines change to because you were here. And it's different. It's one small line, but it's a whole, like the philosophy of the whole thing changes because of that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I like this movie and I don't care who knows it. The Strangers Chapter 1, and I did go with the 4K Steelbook edition. Last but not least today is one of the best audio experiences I have had on a 4K disc in a very long time. You probably know what I'm talking about. Twister. This finally came in. Now, I don't even know if this was a July release. This may have been early July or late June, but mine was delayed and I just got it in about a week and a half ago. But my wife and I did go see Twisters in theaters. Really had a great time with that one as well. And so we ended up watching this one just the other night. And the audio on this is amazing. I was going to do a full 4K review on this because I did go through the whole disc. But frankly, I have nothing like different really to say about it. Everybody has praised this already and talked about how great the audio and the visuals are on this. And they're right. So believe the hype. This is an awesome release, and the steelbook looks amazing. I already do have my plastic on it, so I'm not going to take it apart right now. But yeah, great release, and it's hilarious. We were watching this. My daughter was kind of half watching as we were watching through this and getting scared at all the tornadoes and everything. And one of the twisters is happening in the film, and our power goes out. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So of course she's freaking out, but it was hilarious. But yeah, anyway, great movie. I love this every time I watch it. This is just it's a classic, right, of the genre from this era. So very happy I was able to finally get the steelbook in. Twister on 4K is going to wrap up all of my new items in this video. All right, so there is my July stack, and it is a big one. July is the most expensive month for physical media collectors, at least someone like me, because the Criterion sale, I hit that hard. You guys saw that video. Amazon Prime days. Of course, the Kino Lorber sale was going on, and the MVD sale, I think, was it MVD Shop? Yeah, MVDshop.com. That sale was going on. I had to pass on both of those because I was doing Criterion, which is my favorite boutique company, and then all these new releases. So really great month, but yeah, August is going to be a little bit smaller, that's for sure, but that's good. That's just how it goes sometimes. But anyway, with all of that said, guys, let me know what you think about everything I picked up this month, and more importantly, let me know what you ended up grabbing. Did you guys grab Twister, and were you as blown away with it as I was? Because one of the best 4K releases I've seen this year, bar none. It is awesome. Highly recommend that one. But I've also heard the same about Civil War, so I'll be checking that one out soon. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this and anything else down in the comments below. I appreciate any and all support down there, so thank you so much for that. Before you guys take off, if you could just hit that like button, that engagement really does help me out. But with that said, guys, thank you all so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. And before you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. I will catch you all next time.